Well, hello, and welcome to the Jammin Jukebox radio show. I'm your host, DJ Delta Dawn, and I want to welcome you into Tuesday evening here on the show. And welcome to all the listeners out there. And if you're brand new to our program, welcome aboard. We're glad to have you with us this evening. And I hope that you've had a great day. I hope your week's off to a wonderful start. And I tell you, we are so excited. Can you believe that in 2 days from now, it is going to be Halloween? I mean, the month has just started, folks, and here it is. We're going to be watching out for ghosts and goblins on Thursday night, and I can't believe it. I mean, I cannot get my head wrapped around the fact it's Halloween, and the holidays are coming. It's just crazy. But I hope that you're gearing up for that. I hope that you're looking forward to it, and that you will be safe above all as you go about your evening and have fun. We are so excited tonight about our show. Our guest, we've been featuring his music, the band's music, a little while on our show. Absolutely love it because it's kind of off the beaten path from what we normally play. It's kind of along the lines of Americana folk, indie, and has like a little bit of a rock sound infused in that, and it's just made up for a great sound. And let me give you a little bit of background on the band. They evoke the spirit of heartfelt Americana folk rock, and they've been compared to the style of the Lumineers, Ryan Adams and Wilco. Wow. And their debut album, On Our Side, was fan-funded and self-released in February of this year under their independent label, Zero to Zenith Records. And the release was followed by a sold-out nationwide tour opening for Andrew McMahon, Barcelona and Kate Earl that just took place in the spring of this year. And they are just doing some amazing things in the world of indie music. And I have no doubt that one of these days, very soon, we are going to be hearing them on mainstream radio because they're that good. And so tonight, I am so proud to welcome Erland. Hello.
Hello. How's it going?
It's going great. How are you?
I'm doing good. It's still sunny here in California. Not too cold either. How's it going over there in New York?
Well, it is. It's not sunny. It's dark now because we're 3 hours ahead of you. And it was somewhat sunny today. I'm actually in North Carolina. And
oh, you are.
It was, yeah. I mean, in case you couldn't tell from my accent.
No.
But yeah, today was kind of about 73 degrees for the high, so we've been having some pretty chilly weather. So it was almost spring-like today, but it was so nice. And
nice.
So. But I take sunny California any day. I hope to get out there one of these days.
You got to come. Let me know if you're coming.
Well, what part are you in? Because I've been to San Francisco before and absolutely loved it. I mean, it was just the first time I'd ever been to the West Coast, and it was just so much to see. I was there on a business trip, and it was so much to see and not enough time. You know how that goes. But I would love to get back out there to see other parts of California.
Yeah, we're in Santa Barbara, California, so we're about 5 hours south of San Francisco.
Oh, wow.
And about an hour and a half north of LA. So we're in the middle there. But it's a beautiful city. If you get a chance, I definitely encourage you. Santa Barbara is I like to think of it as paradise on earth. But of course I'm biased, so you have to see for yourself. So yeah, that's where we're at.
Well, I definitely will add that to the list of places to go and see before I die one of these days. I think it would be great to come back out there. I loved it when I was out there. I didn't particularly like the plane ride from the East Coast to the West Coast. It was rather long, but and then the time change in the midst of it all. But it was great to be out there. And here in North Carolina, we have so much humidity and stuff, and out there the air was crisp and it was clear and it was clean, and there wasn't any of that to contend with, so it was rather nice.
Yeah, no complaints here. No complaints, that's for sure.
Well, I want to thank you so much and welcome you to our program this evening and just taking time to be with us. I know you guys have been incredibly busy of late. You've had a very busy 2013, so we really appreciate your time this evening.
My pleasure. Thanks for having us on.
Well, I kind of want to go back to the beginning with you all because you guys have done some amazing things throughout your career as a band, and this year alone is a real testament to how far you've come and the things you've been able to accomplish. But how did you come together as and get this thing rolling called Erland?
Well, it is pronounced Erland, and it's actually my first name, and it all started when I teamed up with my brother-in-law, who is an incredible singer-songwriter, Andrew McMahon. He's played in a couple bands, Something Corporate and Jack's Mannequin. And we never really intended to work together, but, just being married to sisters, we were passing music back and forth, and one thing led to another, and he was like, hey, why don't you come down and record, these two songs I really like, My Love and Darlin' Dear, and Ain't Worth the Fight. Come down and I'll bring Jack's Mannequin into the studio, help you get this EP. So that was really the inception of the sound that you hear on our side and the band Erland.
And thank you for correcting me on that, because my southern dialect, here we say Erland, but I appreciate that, because now I know.
No problem.
Well,
I've been called Erland my whole life, so it's no biggie. Erland, Earl, it's all good. All good.
Well, it's kind of like the town that I live in. I live in a town called Mebane, but everybody, the way it's spelled, they pronounce it Mebane. If you live outside of this area, that's when people see it, that's how they pronounce it. And so it's kind of the same dynamic. But anyway, thank you so much. It sounds like that was just a wonderful musical pairing, a match made in heaven almost, because your sound is just so phenomenal, and there's no doubt about it that you're an immensely talented group for sure. And where do you draw your inspiration from for the sound that you put out as a band?
Well, like I said, with that EP, it kind of gave this direction of sound where, it has a singer-songwriter element, because that's where it starts. It starts with me and the guitar writing the lyrics and the song, and then, but we really wanted to create a band sound, and at that time I didn't have a band. But Andrew and I kind of both saw eye to eye on that this is what we need to do. So once I had the EP in my hands, I went and found three of who I think are the best musicians here in Santa Barbara, California, or at least a few of the best musicians here. And I was lucky enough to get them to hop on board with me, and then once they're on board, it's Mike Moon, he plays bass, Nate Keyser plays drums and percussion, and Marco Sartanos, he plays electric guitar and keys, and they all sing. So that was the turning point, because you have an EP in your hand, you have some music, and that doesn't mean anything unless you can go out and prove your work, and make sure other people can witness it and get turned on in a live setting, and also so that you have the ability to tour if that opportunity comes knocking. So once the band was together, and although it was my name, Erland, and at first it was kind of meant to be a solo project, it was immediately apparent to me that this is a band, and so with that, we went in that summer, summer of 2013, or 2012 actually, it was August, and we went in and recorded the rest of On Our Side. So we recorded the additional 6 songs, and it kind of just all went from there.
It's just amazing. When you think about, you just said it, you guys went in and recorded this in 2012, and then in 2013, it's almost like things have just kind of taken on a life of their own for you guys. Things have happened and snowballed almost, one right after the other. You've done some incredible, things, and how are you handling it? I'm sure it's gone from kind of almost zero to it's just exploded all of a sudden,
it's zero to zenith.
Yeah, exactly. No pun intended. But and the sound that you have, people have compared you guys to the Lumineers, Ryan, Adams, and Wilco. Those are huge acts, and what does it feel like to be compared to such, great musical talent?
I think we're really lucky that the style of music that we're doing is it's relevant. The roots rock revival thing has made a real comeback, and you have bands like Mumford & Sons and Alabama Shakes and the Lumineers, and even record labels like Dual Tone Records that are putting out just specifically that style of music. That is without a doubt working to our benefit. And so, all I can do and all we can do is kind of just need to capitalize on that, and I've been writing these types of songs and been into this type of music long before it became kind of the fad. So I'm happy to hop on the coattails of it. That's for sure. It's only going to help this record and help us as a band. So we're blessed in that sense.
Oh, yeah, definitely so. And you guys are so immensely talented. The first time I heard the music, I was just blown away. It was what I say about a lot of great indie bands all too often, and to the point that I begin to sound like a broken record. But you guys should be on mainstream radio. There's no doubt about it. I mean, you've got the sound.
Thank you.
Really and truly, I mean, the music, when I first heard it, I was like, I could so hear this on mainstream radio. I could hear this coming through my car speakers, I mean, that kind of thing.
Well, thank you so much.
It is very relevant, and I love the fact that, this style of music is your chosen style, because it is kind of really one of the more popular genres out there right now, and it has made a comeback. And Americana folk music has been around forever, but the fact that it's kind of being resurrected by all these great bands out there, and people are so receptive to it. It's interesting how that has worked, and how it's cyclical in a way. But there's a lot of people who are hearing it who are going, oh, this is brand new genre, which in essence is not really a brand new genre, but to some people, it they think that it is, and I think that's what gives it that momentum,
Yeah, it just takes one band, and Mumford and Sons was the band, but like Wilco, for instance, they've been doing this for years and years, and it seems like now people are starting to even catch on to their scene since the style has kind of started to explode. So it's a really cool thing to start to see, bands get the recognition that they deserve, bands that have been working hard, and that that's what can happen when a genre just ends up becoming popular. When folk Americana becomes pop, then all of a sudden you get bands that have a chance, when prior to that they would not have. So we're lucky. I'm really hoping that we can, like I said, ride the coattails of this roots rock revival as much as possible.
Well, you may be riding the coattails of it for now, but it's only momentary. I think you guys are going to be rising above that, and people will be riding your coattails before it's over with. I mean,
hopefully, yes, thank you.
Yeah,
that sounds
you
good
guys.
to me. I'm going to go with that.
Yeah, really. Well, you brought up a great point about Wilco, because it wasn't until just a few short years ago that I really came to know their music and like their music, and then really grew to love it, and not realizing, as you pointed out, that they had been around for a lot longer than that. And but it is amazing how it just takes one band, and then it kind of creates this surgence of opportunities for a lot of bands, because there are a lot of indie bands who are in that Americana folk rock vein genre that it's such good music. It's better than a lot of stuff you hear. And I love the fact that there's so many of you now that are going to get that opportunity to be heard like never before, just because you have Mumford and Sons and Wilco to thank for that, for kind of making it a prevalent genre, which I love. And so now, as your writing style as a band, how do you guys go about collaborating? I know you said you've been writing for a long time, but in terms of a band and collaborating on new stuff, how does that work? Do you all take a part? Do you do the heart of the writing, or how does it all shake out?
I write the songs myself with just an acoustic guitar, and then I'll bring it into our rehearsal space, and this is a new thing, because when we first got together, it's kind of like we had the EP, and then we had an opportunity to record an album, and so it was, a lot of these songs were arranged in the studio together, so it was like we kind of skipped over that arrangement time that most bands will have when they kind of go into the rehearsal space and hammer it out. So now with the new material that we're putting together, it's a lot of fun, because I can bring in a song, and then Marco can work on his guitar hooks, and Nate can figure out what kind of group he wants to go with, and Mike is doing his thing. So it starts with the song, and then we all come together and we figure out how we're going to arrange that song make it come forward and to give it, the most life that it can have.
Oh yeah, and obviously that has worked very well to your credit thus far, given the release of On Our Side and the success of that. And let's talk a little bit about that for a moment, because how did you arrive at the name On Our Side? What is the backstory behind the title of your album?
There is an all acoustic piano. It's the 12th track on the record that's called On Our Side as well, and I felt like it kind of just summed up the theme of the album. A lot of these songs are about relationships, struggle, heartbreak, overcoming, the hits that life can throw at you, and knowing that in the spirit of love, you're going to be able to lean on somebody and rise above, So that song to me kind of defined that theme, and so I decided just to go with it. Say, well, let's just, let's call it what it is, and the lyric is love is, for what it's worth, love is on our side. So I said, let's just call it On Our Side.
Oh, I love that, because, really, when all else fails, that's really all we have on our side sometimes is love. So that's a great way to kind of pull it all together.
Yeah, the Beatles were on to something.
Yes, they were, weren't they? All you need is love. Well, I have to confess that I have two favorite songs on the album. One is Ain't Worth the Fight, and one is Don't Go Dying. And I have to ask you about the song Don't Go Dying. What was the inspiration for it?
The inspiration is overcoming your own doubts of success or finding your way out of a situation that could seemingly be hopeless, And a lot of times I don't really know exactly what I'm writing about when I first start. I'll throw out, some lyrics at the beginning in the verse, and then all of a sudden it'll kind of start to take form. And I'll say, oh, this is what I'm writing about. So that song, when I go back and listen to some of the verses, it's kind of cool, incredible to me, because I feel like I'm always kind of digging into my own lyrics, like, oh, well, what the hell did I mean by that, and so it's like I don't even really know all the time, but I do know that when it's all said and done, there's always going to be an idea and a feeling that it evokes, and I feel like that in a way that to me that's more important than going lyric by lyric, but it is, it's about overcoming struggle and not letting life get the best of you, and knowing that you can push forward.
Well, and I'm glad you described that, because I can tell you that when I first heard that song, that was the message that I got from it. It was very empowering. It was very inspirational. It really was a motivating kind of song that did stick to that. And even though you were definitely saying you sometimes wonder what you were trying to convey when you write a lyric, but with music being such a universal language, it speaks to people in so many different ways. And how I may interpret a song, someone may interpret it differently. The exact same song, and it is just amazing how music works that way. But that song in particular, I think that is one of those songs that's kind of, I would say, for 2013, because I just discovered this in 2013, you guys. But it is one of my favorite songs for this year, because it is such an anthem for me personally, in terms of things that I've been through in the last couple of years, with losing a loved one very close to me, and having, unexpectedly, and recovering from that, and just trying to come back from that and try to find my way in the midst of it. And this song really spoke to me way. So I think that is one of the main reasons why it has become one of my personal songs, and it is a great anthem. It really is but it's not just for that. It's overcome, like you said, it helps you. It can be a great song to motivate you to overcome just about anything you want to in life.
Yeah. Well, I'm sorry to hear about your loved one, and the fact that this song was able to give you some sort of solace in that means the world to me.
Well, thank you for writing it. It's funny how certain songs you hear, and I'm sure you can probably attest to this, as that even as a musician, that for a listener of music and a lover of music, for me personally, there are just certain songs that you come across that I think are just kind of cross your path, just kind of like people do. They come along at the right time. And
Yeah.
it really can make that difference and be quite a defining moment for you in terms of what you're going through. And this song is exactly what I needed at that time. So I'm very glad that you wrote it. Thank you so much.
Thank you for listening. I'm glad you found it.
Oh, definitely. Now, I want to talk about this great tour that you were on in the spring, because you were touring with, Andrew McMahon, Barcelona and Kate Earl, and I assume this was you guys' first time touring, and what was that like for you all?
It was insane. We don't have a record label. Zenith Records is just the name that I decided I'm going to put the record out under. We don't have a management. We don't have a booking agent. We are literally doing everything on our own. So when the call came that we were going to be able to tour the country with Andrew, it was like, all right, well, how are we going to do that? So luckily Marco had a credit card, and and we could get a van, and the only one in the band that had toured before is our drummer Nate. And so he could kind of be the captain and say, all right, this is what we need to do. He kind of acted as our tour manager. And we're also lucky that Mike had an incredible knack for driving. He just wanted to drive for hours and hours and hours. So that kind of blew our minds. So we could get some sleep while he was doing that and jamming out to his tunes. So, it was every thought it was going to be. It was incredible. To get the opportunity to play in front of sold out crowds every night, anywhere from 1,500 to 2,000, 3,000 people or whatever it was. It was just such a blessing, and everyone we met on the road were incredible. The fans that saw us all the way back, that was in March and April, they're still communicating with us on Facebook and liking our Instagram posts, and it was the turning point for us. That was kind of our big break, was the opportunity to go out and tour with these bands. So, and more than anything, it made us a great live band. We needed to go out and really shed and play every single night to get that, to get that experience that only touring and playing in front of a crowd every night is going to give you. So, so it was huge for us.
I am so excited that you guys got to do that, because that's one of those experiences that every band and every artist out there lives for, is the touring experience. Just to get the experience of it all, but also to have the opportunity to play live, night after night after night, because I think it really does, as a band, it makes you much tighter, because you have that, it's a lot different than being in the studio, of course. So it's a wonderful opportunity, and like you say, it really can catapult your career to the next level from where you currently are, which is always a great, it's a great springboard for that. And so I could not be more excited that happened for you guys, and it was nationally sold out. How many cities did you guys play?
Oh gosh, I feel like we played every major city in I want to say it was 26 states altogether.
Oh,
and
wow!
It happened pretty quick. Yeah, it happened pretty quick. So, so we were hauling behind. Andrew McMahon band had a tour bus, and we had a van. So it was interesting keeping up with them, because we became such great friends with them too, that we wanted to hang with them, and they would invite us out to hang with them after the shows and whatnot, which was great. But then they got to get on the bus and drive through the night and sleep, and we would have to find somewhere to sleep and then get up and make sure we get to sound check on time. So without a doubt, it was no sleep and a lot of driving and just kind of a whirlwind. It seems like a dream at this point, kind of looking back on it.
Well, what they say, you're living the dream, though. It's not like you're still waiting to achieve the dream. You're living the dream in the process of achieving it. And I tell you, it's only a matter of time where you guys are going to have the tour bus. You're going to have a driver. You guys will sleep through the night, and all will be well. You'll wake up refreshed and ready to roll. So you just hang in there.
I'm on board.
I know it's going to happen.
That sounds nice.
Hey, and if you need a bus driver, I'm happy to do it. So, go with you guys and chauffeur you around everywhere, right?
Help to Don. The bus
There you
driver.
go.
I like
DJ
it.
Delta Dawn. Well, so 2013 is winding down pretty quickly. What have you guys got on tap for the remainder of the year? Going into 2014, I should say.
I mean, honestly, it is a full-time job just trying to get this music heard. As you know, as you said before, there's so much great independent music out there nowadays that I feel like there's no real methods to madness as far as breaking through that amount of saturation, for lack of a better word. And I don't think it's a bad thing that indie music is a saturated market. So I think that's really our main focus right now is how can we get more people to hear it, blogs to review it, people to review the album, press. So we have a big show coming up at the Mint in Los Angeles on November 22nd, and that'll be great because we'll hopefully get some record labels out to check out the set, and maybe some booking agents and management, and we're close enough to LA that that's where we should be going down there trying to. Bottom line is we need to build a team at this point that can really help push us to that next level, so that we can have Delta Dawn driving our tour bus.
Well, in the meantime, until I get promoted up to tour bus driver, if I can do anything to be a part of your team to help you in any way from the standpoint of our show here and our station, we're happy to do it. Whatever you guys need. I believe in my indie artists, but I have my. You guys, I know, are going to be the next Wilco and the next, Lumineers. I mean, you're on your way. You're so good. Your music is so relevant that, I really get invested in those artists and those bands that I truly believe in, and you guys are one of those. So,
thank you so much. That means so much.
You've got my email, and I'll give you my
yes,
number. Call me, and anything I can do to help you guys, I am happy to do it. Whether it's radio related or not. So just call on me. I'm on the Erland team. What did you say? It's Erland, right? I've got to learn
Erland, yeah.
Erland.
Yes,
I've got to learn to pronounce it correctly if I'm going to be on the team, right?
Just think air
and land. Erland.
There you go.
But when I say it's Southern, it's going to sound not like it's supposed to even still. You know what I mean?
Just say it how you're going to say it. It's all good.
That's right. Well, I am so excited for you guys and what's to come in 2014. And you just had an amazing ride this year, literally all over the country on tour. And and I really expect more great things as time goes on. So I definitely want to have you back on the show as new albums unfold and as things continue to progress with your career, because like I said, I take a great vested interest in my indie artists that we've interviewed on the show, and I always love to follow the careers and see how doors are opening. It's just so exciting for me personally. So again, I cannot wait to see what's going to happen for you guys next year.
Well, thank you so much. We will be sure to keep you posted, and hopefully good news will come soon.
Oh, I'm sure it will. I have no doubt. Well, I want to thank you so very much for joining us this evening and giving us some of your time. I know you've been so slammed of late, but we really, really appreciate it, and would love to have you back anytime.
Thank you so much, DJ Delta Dawn.
Well, thank you, Erland. All right, well, give my best to the guys and the band, and I'm sure we'll be in touch again very soon.
Will do. Thanks for having us.
All right, take care now. Amazing band, Erland. Okay, I said it right. Yay! If you want to follow them on Twitter, it's Erland Music. And you can also check out their website, erlandmusic.net, and that's ERLAND, in case you're not understanding how I'm pronouncing it, but it's erlandmusic.net. And you can also find them on Facebook as well. They are awesome. And I'm going to give you a little taste of their sound right now. I mean, if you are a Wilco fan, if you're a Lumineers fan, if you, Mumford & Sons, I mean, any of those bands, if you're a huge fan of those, you're going to love this band because they are the next great big thing. Trust me. So I'm going to play 2 songs off of their latest album. And the first I'm going to play Don't Go Die, and then the next will be Ain't Worth the Fight. Take a listen.
guess growing older means you start losing faith. It's better off that way. Don't you go dying. Remember that at least you're trying. It seems like you're searching for something. Sweet love, I hope that you find it. Don't you go dying. I guess we get lost when we're hiding. It seems like you're searching for something. Sweet love, I hope that you find it. So much pain, you know how close you came to throwing it all away to make peace with God. Beg for change, people they stay the same. Learn from your own mistakes and every heart you break. Whatever gets you through the day. Don't you go dying. Remember that at least you're trying. It seems like you're searching for something. Sweet love, I hope that you find it. Don't you go dying. I guess we get lost when we're hiding. It seems like you're searching for something. Sweet love, I hope that you find it. Oh, you never needed much. Somebody that you could count on. Oh, girl, you tried your best at love. So it never was enough. No, it's not enough. Don't you go dying. Remember that at least you're trying. It seems like you're searching for something. Sweet love, I hope that you find it. Don't you go dying. I guess we get lost when we're hiding. It seems like you're searching for something. Sweet love, I hope that you find it.
Fight. And before that, you heard from Don't Go Dying. And that is off of their latest album called On Our Side, and I hope you enjoyed that as much as I did. They are a great band, and they are well on their way. And we want to give them a huge thanks and shout-out again for being our special guest this evening. We thoroughly enjoyed having them on the show, and many, many thanks to all of you for tuning in. And if you're brand new to our program, again, welcome aboard, and you picked a great night to tune in for the first time. That is going to actually wrap our show, folks, and I certainly hope you enjoyed that as much as we did. And we will be off the next few nights, but we will be right back here early next week and right back here with you. So hope that you can tune in for that. And you can always follow us on social media, and I'll have a little clip running in just a moment to give you all the places where you can find us and keep up with us and know who is coming and when. So again, many thanks to Erland and also to all of you. And I hope that all of you have a great night and enjoy the rest of your week. And be safe. Halloween's coming. Don't let the ghosts and goblins get you. Take care, all. God bless, and good night. Thanks for listening to tonight's show. You can connect with Jammin' Jukebox Radio Show on Twitter at Jammin' Jukebox or on Facebook at Jammin' Jukebox Radio Show. Check out our website at thejamminjukebox.com. Also, follow us on Blog Talk, where you will be always up to date on every episode as we add it. Each episode is available for immediate download upon the conclusion of each broadcast, and as always, on iTunes. Thank you for joining us.